Why do some people manage to completely transform their lives, while others get stuck in the same frustrating cycle? Sadhguru teaches that real change starts from within, by managing your energy and your mind. What if I told you that small internal shifts could lead to life-changing transformations? In this video, we're diving into Sadhguru's most powerful motivational speeches that just might change the way you live forever. Ready to find out how? Ever noticed how some people seem to live a life full of impact, while others just get lost in routine? It's not just about time. It's about energy. Picture your energy as the gas in a car. The more intentional you are about how you use it, the further you'll go. It's like choosing to drive down a scenic road with purpose instead of wasting gas driving in circles. Want to live a more impactful life? Start paying attention to where your energy is flowing. Focusing your energy is like sharpening a knife. It's more effective for cutting through what matters and avoids waste. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. They don't burn through their energy on useless habits. They channel everything into their goal. And in your daily life, this could mean prioritizing your health, meaningful work, or valuable relationships. Simple choices like getting up early to meditate or planning your day are practical ways to use your energy wisely. It's interesting to realize that both your body and mind have their limits. But when you align your inner energy, it's like unlocking a hidden potential. Ever noticed how even when you're exhausted, doing something you're passionate about gives you a burst of energy? That's conscious energy management in action. So why settle for a life with no impact when you can learn to be the conductor of your own energy? This understanding sets the stage to tackle those compulsive patterns that often hold us back. Have you ever found yourself stuck in the trap of repeating the same habits, even when you know they're draining your energy? It's like trying to escape a maze without a map. So many of us end up running on autopilot, letting our mind, emotions, and body take control. But what if you saw every thought and feeling as a tool you could use or set aside depending on what you need? Sounds freeing, right? Repeating these compulsive cycles is like a hamster running on a wheel, getting nowhere fast. Sadhguru suggests treating your mind and body like a carpenter treats their tools, with care but without attachment. If you spend your day stressing over things you can't change, you're burning through vital energy for no reason. Want a practical tip? Start observing how often you react automatically to things, and think about how, with a little more awareness, you could handle those situations more calmly. How about thinking of ways to break free from this autopilot mode? By recognizing these cycles and choosing to act with intention, life starts to feel different. Little shifts, like turning off phone notifications to avoid distractions or doing some deep breathing exercises to stay present, may seem small, but are incredibly powerful. When you start breaking those patterns, everything begins to align more consciously, setting the foundation for understanding the crucial difference between pain and suffering. Pain and suffering might seem like the same thing, but they're not. Pain is like a car alarm going off, letting you know something needs attention. It's a natural mechanism that helps keep us safe. But suffering, that's a whole different story. It's something created by the mind. It's like a storm you whip up, even when the sky is clear. Imagine getting a paper cut and then suffering for days with thoughts like, why does this always happen to me? Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. The key is how you handle it. Think about an athlete feeling pain during a tough workout. They know that pain has a purpose, so they accept it and keep pushing forward. The same thing applies to life situations. When you realize that suffering comes from your mental reaction, you can start to make a change. Practices like meditation or mindfulness can help you separate the two. Next time you feel pain, ask yourself, am I just feeling pain, or am I piling suffering on top of it? It's freeing to get this right. Knowing you can turn off suffering like a light switch, is a powerful step. This doesn't mean ignoring pain, but seeing it for what it is, a signal, not a life sentence. Once you start applying this wisdom in your everyday life, you gain more control over your mind. And mastering your mind opens doors to living more consciously, making us think about how to shape our experiences to reflect that inner strength. A lot of people think happiness depends on external factors, but that makes us vulnerable. The truth is, unhappiness and misery are like storms we create inside, fueled by runaway thoughts. It's like waking up and letting your mind run wild with no direction. Ever noticed how one negative comment can ruin your mood for hours, even days? That happens because we haven't learned to manage our internal experiences. Mastering your mind might sound tricky, but it's more doable than you think. Start with simple actions, like noticing your thoughts without identifying with them. Picture yourself stuck in traffic, running late for something important. You have two choices. Let the anger consume you, or take a deep breath and realize that frustration won't change a thing. Practices like meditation or guided visualization can help you build this control gradually. It's all about creating space between you and your emotions, like watching a movie instead of acting in it. Living consciously is a superpower that shifts your entire perspective. Small habits, like keeping a gratitude journal or taking a moment to breathe deeply before reacting to something, can change how you handle life. When you get a grip on your mind, you feel a new kind of freedom. It's like suddenly having the reins to your own experience. This naturally leads to the realization that happiness comes from within, making us reflect on our connection to the world around us, especially nature. Have you ever thought about how nature can be a silent healer for the soul? Yoga philosophy teaches that we're all part of something greater, and feeling that connection can change how we live. Think back to the last time you walked through a forest or felt the sand under your feet at the beach. That sense of unity isn't just nice, it's transformative. Realizing that every tree, river, and mountain is connected to our existence makes us rethink our actions and priorities. This connection isn't just a sensory experience. It's a call to responsibility. When you start seeing nature as part of who you are, taking care of it becomes a reflection of how you care for yourself. Gardening, for instance, can be a grounding practice. Even something as simple as walking barefoot on the grass can realign your energy. It reminds us that we're not separate beings, but part of a vast ecosystem where every choice matters. Living with this awareness brings you more in tune with the universe. You become more mindful of what you consume, the habits you pick up, and the impact you have. This shift changes your moral compass and can even influence your daily decisions. Think about what you eat, how you use natural resources, or the time you spend outdoors. It sets the stage for understanding how physical and mental well-being are deeply connected to nature, which leads us to the next point: how to take better care of yourself. Your quality of life directly reflects how well you take care of your body. Diet, physical activity, and mindfulness lay the foundation for lasting well-being. Ever noticed how a heavy meal can leave you feeling sluggish, both physically and mentally? Eating mindfully isn't just about what you eat, but also how you eat. It's like fueling a luxury car. You want the right kind of fuel for optimal performance. Try having lighter meals and really paying attention to when you feel full without overloading yourself. The same goes for keeping your body active. Think about your daily routine. Sitting for hours can drain your energy without you even realizing it. Adding light exercise, like a morning walk or some stretches throughout the day, can boost your energy levels. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Even dancing to your favorite song or taking the stairs instead of the elevator makes a difference. These small practices help keep your body and mind energized, so you need less rest to feel refreshed. And then there's mindfulness. When you eat, work, or rest with awareness, You realize that even the smallest choices have an impact. Here's an example. Swapping a fast food meal for something healthier, like fruits or whole grains, can make a big difference. When you treat your body well, it rewards you with energy and mental clarity. This brings us to the idea that when your body and mind are in sync, you can achieve true inner peace and joy. So, what is inner engineering anyway? It's the idea that, just like we build houses or cities, we can organize our mind and emotions to live with true joy and peace. Sadhguru says peace shouldn't be the peak of life, but the foundation. Ever thought about that? Instead of chasing fleeting moments of happiness, imagine cultivating a lasting peace that's always there. It starts with learning to master your mind, making it your ally, not your enemy. Getting your inner world in order isn't as hard as it sounds. You can start with small routines, like meditating or even listening to uplifting music. A good example is setting aside 5 minutes a day to focus on your breath. These simple practices help slow down your mind and create a stable inner environment. Once you realize that peace is something you can grow, it becomes clear that the outside world has less control over your state of mind. But what if your mind starts acting up? It's totally normal. The trick is to stick with your practice, even when it feels tough. Inner engineering is an ongoing process, like tuning the strings of a musical instrument until they play in perfect harmony. When you do this, it changes your entire experience of life. And it's that internal stability that makes it possible to use your intelligence as a powerful tool, instead of letting it become a source of stress or anxiety. Human intelligence is an amazing gift, but if it's not managed, it can easily turn into a source of distress. Ever had those moments when your mind feels like a villain, creating endless worries or doubts? Sadhguru teaches that instead of letting your intelligence work against you, you can turn it into a tool for happiness and well-being. Think about how practices like yoga or meditation help stabilize your mind, giving you a solid foundation to use your intelligence in a way that benefits you. The key is to structure your mind, like an engineer designing a secure building. If you let your mind run wild like an untamed horse, it'll lead you down paths you don't want to go. A practical example is using visualization techniques. Picture the perfect day you want to have, with vivid details. This trains your mind to focus on what matters and keeps it from getting lost in useless thoughts. When your mind aligns with your goals, your intelligence stops being a source of stress and becomes a driver of joy. Can you imagine what it'd be like to have complete control over your mind? It's a freeing feeling where anxiety and worry lose their grip. It doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges. It means facing them with a calm and organized mind. When you use your intelligence the right way, it opens up the possibility of living a fuller, happier life. And this mindset also changes how we view the conveniences and constant dissatisfaction of modern society. We live in an age of convenience. We've got access to information, technology, and comforts that past generations couldn't have dreamed of. So why do so many people still feel unfulfilled and unhappy? This constant feeling of dissatisfaction comes from looking for happiness outside ourselves. Sadhguru points out that true joy comes from internal control, not material success. Ever thought about how this endless search for more can become an invisible trap? Modern society gives us quick fixes for almost everything, but when it comes to real well-being, the journey goes deeper. Sure, you can buy a new outfit to feel good, but that satisfaction doesn't last long. Genuine joy comes from doing the inner work, not from endless consumption. How about starting a daily gratitude practice? Taking a moment to appreciate the little things, like a sunrise or a good time with friends, can completely change your outlook. What if we all started reevaluating what really matters? The stuff we get from the outside only brings temporary happiness, while what we build inside transforms us for the long haul. Chasing external happiness is like running a race with no finish line. Once you understand this, your focus shifts to expanding your awareness and human experience. This intentional pursuit of growth is the next step to discovering human potential in its highest form. All humans have a natural desire to grow, to go beyond their limitations. But the real question is, how do you choose to do that? A lot of people try to push their boundaries through material success or fame, but that only scratches the surface of what's possible. Picture a river flowing freely, with no obstacles. That's how our consciousness wants to move, without being trapped by shallow goals. Real expansion comes from the inside out, guided by awareness, not physical achievements. The search for growth can be as simple as picking up a new interest that challenges your mind, like learning to play a musical instrument or meditating to dive deeper into your own layers. Think of something that makes you feel more alive, more connected. The difference between conscious growth and material growth is that the first gives you a sense of fulfillment, while the second often leaves you feeling empty. Practicing conscious expansion means giving your mind the space to explore, free from the limits your society have placed. That doesn't mean rejecting the material world, but learning to use it more wisely. Want to make a bigger impact? Start by asking yourself, will this take me to a higher level of awareness, or will it trap me in more superficial stuff? Life throws opportunities to broaden our horizons every day. It's up to you to choose a path that genuinely enriches your existence, setting the stage for a human experience that goes beyond the ordinary. Now that you've learned these teachings from Sadhguru, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Are you going to leave it as just theory, or will you start putting these ideas into practice in your life? Think about how small internal changes can have a huge impact on your well-being and happiness. Ask yourself, how can I start living more consciously today? Maybe it's practicing gratitude, meditating in the morning, or simply taking a deep breath before reacting to a problem. The choice to change is in your hands. Remember, your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy, and how you use it is entirely up to you. Drop a comment about how you plan to apply these lessons in your daily routine, and if this perspective shifted something for you. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep going on this journey of learning. We have so much more to explore together.